So two no trump is strong, and the raise to three no trump is, well, a fairly normal thing to do. North gets off to the obvious lead of the king of spades, and as ever, we counter the tricks and try to work out what we're going to do. So we have one spade, one heart. There's three clubs, if only we can reach them. And, we're missing the king of diamonds, but we should be able to come to four diamond tricks, all being well. So with four diamonds, three clubs, and two major suit aces, we seem to have nine tricks. So are there any problems? And there's an obvious problem that um, it's quite difficult to reach dummy. Um, the only entry is the Ace of Hearts, and one of my worries is that if I were to dock this lead to try and cut the community, because you can see that South has no card, but there are 14 high card points missing, and that's one of the things I should have done, counted out how many points were missing. They may all be in the North Hand, but there may be an irritating entry like the Queen of Hearts or not the Queen of Spades, North just led the King. But there could be an entry, North maybe even on an 11 count, and the King of Diamonds might be in the South Hand. So it would be nice to duck, but if so, uh, uh, an alert North may realise that the diamonds may well be blocked. Not entirely clear because he's only got King Doubleton here, but he may switch to hearts and take out that crucial Ace of Hearts entry and make my life a lot more difficult. So let's come back to that later on. Certainly, especially since I suspect that North does have most of the high cards, it's natural thing to do is to make sure I do keep my entry to dummy and actually win straight away with the ace of spades. But even then, you can see I have problems because I'm going to play off the ace of diamonds and the jack of diamonds. Why do I play the ace and the jack? Well, because I want North, if he's got king to three, to duck around and then let me play the blocking queen of diamonds so that I can run the rest of the diamond suit after North has taken the king. Now, if I need ace and queen, there'll be no incentive at all for North to go and duck. But if you need ace and jack, a nervous North might say, oh, maybe my partner's got Queen Doubleton. I don't want to go and beat my partner's queen. Always good to put doubt into your opponent's mind and create options for yourself. Of course, you can see here that North is never going to duck. He's always going to win the King of Diamonds. And then we have a blockage in the diamond suit. We can't run that diamond until the last high diamond in the West End has actually been taken. So what can I do about a blockage? And the word blockage should bring the standard ways of dealing with blockages. One of them is get them out of the way as soon as you can. Well, I'm trying. I'm playing the ace of diamonds and then the jack in hope that the jack of diamonds is ducked. But the other thing that blockage should also produce in your mind is get rid of the blockage by throwing it away on something. So is that possible here? Well, actually, yes, it is. There is a card in dummy, which, if you look carefully, you will be able to spot on which I can throw away that blocking queen of diamonds and so run the diamond suit. So the line to follow will surely be to win the first round. Um, I hope South doesn't get in and then play through my 10. Cash the ace and king of diamonds because that's the suit where I can use my throwaway potential. Now play off the um, sorry, what did he play this up? I'm misclicking all over the place here. Um, so Okay, let's try the he played the 7. Okay, now the ace of diamonds. And now my jack, hoping that North will dot this, so I don't have a blocking card. So, of course, North doesn't block it, and so North will, a bit unclear. The 8 of spades that South played earlier almost certainly indicates that there is a doubleton opposite. So, North may decide to go and switch to hearts in case his partner's got the jack of hearts and can be given access with that to lead a spade through, or he might be just play off the Queen of Spades and the Jack of Spades, hoping that maybe partner's 8 was a mistake of some sort. Let's just do that. Let's give it a couple of tricks to make North feel a little bit happy. So, unlucky then. No, your partner doesn't have the. Okay, so nothing to do there but try the hearts. And this is where our unblocking comes in. We play off our winning Queen of Clubs. We got rid of the Ace and King of Clubs so we could play that Queen. And of course, our purpose in doing so, the standard way of dealing with blockages is to discard the blocking card. And that then enables us to run the diamond. So there's 3 more tricks here. You will lose a heart. The 8 of hearts at the end will go to the Queen. But at this point, you can see I have 3 more tricks, and I'm claiming those 3 tricks because Sanya loves me to claim. That's what I'm doing. So everybody okay with that? First question was, should I win with the Ace of Spades or duck one? And ducking has the risk that after a really sharp North might see that the Ace of Hearts is an entry and switch to Hearts. So I take the risk that South will get in and play through my 10 of Spades. Then I have to plan for the blockage, which is likely to occur. I do my best to play all 3 diamonds by doing the Ace and the Jack, but I prepare the unblock by arranging to have a winning card in which I can throw away the blocking card. Okay, well, I'll play that again because there's something amusing about the hand. I hope everybody made it because, just a second, folks. Okay. So let me export it again. Over the table. Okay, so the contract was 3 no trumps. Pass. And the lead was the King of Spades. And as I said, it's tempting to duck this because if South does have any entry, then maybe I prevent a lead through my Ace of Spades. But let's suppose that, oh dear, I would of course play the 8 of Spades there. But let's suppose we have a sharp North who does play the thing. Can we now make the contract? And curiously, I found you can. At least when I played this through on my own, I made the contract. What I did was undid the clubs to set up entries, cash the Ace of there to set up my thing. I then played off the Ace of Diamonds, and then tried the usual attempt to unblock over here, which fails. And now I am I wasted your time. It's been a week since I looked at these. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have won the Ace of Hearts. I really have. What I discovered was if I had ducked the first round of hearts so that I get a second heart trick. Oh, come on, I'll do it properly. Silly me to ever take the Ace of Hearts. I just remember that you still make the contract. So if they switch to the King of Hearts, okay. So we would, of course, naturally duck that since there. So in order to knock out the ace, he has to continue with the queen. So that sets up some additional winners for us, but indeed ruins our access to the diamond. So we unblock the clubs in time-honored fashion that we've seen before. We cash our heart winner and discover that we have another heart winner. So we may as well cash that as well. Actually, I'll keep that. And we, I don't think it matters what we keep here. Maybe I'll keep all the winners. So I'll keep the clubs. And then when we do the Ace of Diamonds, North gets thrown in with the King of Diamonds and has to go and give us an additional trick in the spade suit by leading away from his Queen of Spades. So by some sort of miracle to do with the fact that you have 3 heart tricks, you actually end up did I end up making the contract? I've still got one down. Well, when I played it, I made it. So I thought you could still make it by a throw-in. And I thought that was really just incredibly lucky. Why don't I make it? I come to 3 heart tricks, 2 spades for 5, 2 clubs for 7, and I thought 2 diamonds for 9. Anyway, I am digressing here because there's loads of hands to go through. Oh, I ducked an extra spade. Okay. Well, you get the idea. What I was hoping that you all made this, because even if North did go and duck at one trick 2, duck to the King of Hearts and knock out your entry, nevertheless, it seemed to me, as long as you duck the first round of hearts, you actually do come to 9 tricks. So I'm hoping, although afraid I wasn't there to actually watch, I'm hoping you all managed to make this contract in one way or another. But the way I showed you first is really the way to make it, to use this unblocking play of throwing the top diamond on the Queen of Clubs. Okay, well, I'll stop getting lost and go to another hand, which hopefully I will remember, so I can tell you without rambling what it's about. Okay, the bidding on this one is 2 no trumps, which I assume is standard range, and the raise to 3 no trumps. The lead is the 2 of hearts. It's not a lead I would make, by the way. The leading against no trumps with 4 card suits is a vastly overrated pastime because it takes a long time to set up a 4 card suit, and when you do so, you get 1 trick out of it. So to lead away from Queen 10 of hearts up to a 2 no trump opening bid is likely to give a trick on the lead, and it's kind of not a hobby I indulge in. I would probably be reading the 8 of spades or something like that. Okay, now I did think when I went, these are all Collins hands, by the way. He produced another set. I don't know whether he's doing next week's set, but these are certainly Collins. The lead is 2 hearts, which of course will go to North's 8. And it's then interesting what North did. I don't think it's right for North to play hearts back at least straight away, because the 2 of hearts has shown that that's only a 4 card suit. So even if by some miracle South led away from, well, actually, if there's a miracle king and the jack, you could indeed take 4 heart tricks and then your ace of diamonds and set the contract. But that is rather against the odds. And furthermore, you can see what North's what the plan of East is going to be. East is almost certainly going to try and make this contract by running the diamond suit. Now, North can see that he can prevent the diamonds being set up and run in the sense that he has or she has the ace of diamonds and can win either the first, second, or third game as appropriate to lead East out of diamonds. So if the diamond suit is going to run, East will need an entry in dummy to reach the diamond suits once it is set up, and that entry surely is only the king of spades. So a switch to a spade at trick 2 to kill that entry should have been a normal long-term plan by North. I think it's optimistic to think that South does have the king and the jack in the heart suit, given that East has a 2-note trump opener. I sympathise if you did play a heart back, but you, unless West manages the spade trick, you're certainly making life relatively easy for Declarer. So, if you do that defense, then let's now become Declarer and see what is left of the ruins of our hand. I can no longer really set up that diamond. So, well, I can set it up, all right. I can play the king of diamonds and the queen of diamonds, but unless I'm very lucky and somebody has singleton ace or doubleton ace, they're going to win the 3rd round of diamonds, and I will get no more diamond tricks because I have no entry to dummy. So what can I count? Well, I can count 3 spade tricks, the ace and the queen and the king I've already got. I can count a heart trick. King of hearts is now set up for 4. 2 club tricks brings me up to 6, and 2 diamond tricks brings me up to 8. Because I have 2 diamond tricks, they will let me cash the king and they will let me cash the queen. So where can I get another trick from? Well, the best chance of getting an additional trick is that I can manufacture a club trick. And there's 2 ways in which this might happen. One way is that the suit breaks 3-3, so I just play ace king and another. But also I can set a trick whenever North has on a doubleton, because when I play off the ace and the king, then the jack will drop here, or if that was queen doubleton, the queen would drop. And when I lead the 7 of clubs towards the 10, it will be through the remaining honor, and that will generate an additional club trick for me and give me my 9th trick. At least it will, providing I have an entry. So let's try the diamond suit, see if they wish to dock it. But if I play another diamond, that will be a huge mistake, because I'm not sure what he would throw, really. I'm thinking, not likely to throw, probably throw a spade, probably North led on a spade. If I play that there, again, North will duck. But now I have no entry to the West Hand, and in particular, no entry to the club trick that I'm hoping to set up. The plan was to play ace king and another club, find that they were 3-3, cross to dummy, and cash the 10 of clubs. But I can't do that because I have no way anymore to cross to dummy. I've used up that entry by playing the second round of diamonds in a sort of futile attempt to discover either somebody who's gone to sleep with the ace of diamonds, or somebody who had doubled an ace of diamonds and had no option to play it. Rather than do that, the correct thing to do is to go for this club trick that I mentioned to you. So while I still have an entry to dummy, I should play this off. And good, that's a doubleton honor because it might be 3. I think he'll rise. Really, you can see that you just get to trick trivially. And South is on lead, and South actually would like to continue the hearts, but of course he would be leading into an honor. He'll probably play back the spade suit that was mentioned by his partner. And now I still have that entry to dummy. North is now in a bit of a cleft stick, really. If he plays the ace of diamonds, he can see from partner's discard that East still has another diamond, but if he doesn't play the ace of diamonds to prevent the diamond suit being run, West still gets a trick out of the club suit, and that trick, of course, is going to be sufficient to make the contract. I'm not sure how the play will continue. We've just brought our number of tricks up to 7, and we have the ace of diamonds and the king of hearts. I don't know. I'm fairly sure that from the lead that the queen of hearts is in the south hand, so I would probably in practice just play off the ace of spades and the king of hearts, make sure that there are no accidents, and I take my last 2 tricks. I'm going to claim my last 2 tricks. There we go. And so this hand is I say, it needs good defense. If there isn't any good defense, if there is no space which declarer just has no problems, he sets up, or she sets up the diamond suit and uses the king of spades as an entry to dummy to run the remaining diamonds, getting an extra 2 diamond tricks out of doing that. If, however, and there is a switch to spades to kill that entry, then we have to work a lot harder to try and get our 9th trick. And the things to recognize is, 1, that there could well be an additional trick in the club suit. You just have to play for it. Ace, king, and another is not just 3-3. Doubleton honor in the north hand is also a way where you can generate a trick. And then don't just hammer away at the diamonds until North has got 2 tricks and maybe won the 3rd. That suit is now not the suit you're planning to run, that's your entry suit for the club that you're hoping to set up as your 9th trick. Okay, everybody happy with that one? Nobody's saying I don't understand, so I'm going. Okay, just need to drink some water if I could. And what question did you want to ask me, Keaton? Okay. Well, if you get it down there, we can always go back to the hand if it's so key defense is I certainly think ducking the thing about the lead from declarer's point of view, that 2 of hearts, if you remember, I mentioned that North wins the ace of hearts. The fact that partner has led the 2 tells him or her that it's a 4-card suit. So there's not all that many tricks in it. It also tells declarer that it's only a 4-card suit. So if at any point declarer gets in, declarer should be saying to herself, the most I can ever have are 3 heart losers, because this is a 4-card suit that's being led. All I have to do is knock out the ace of diamonds and I make my contract. So should North duck? Well, the point of ducking is to, there are various reasons you might duck. One of them is because there's an honor in dummy, and you're trying to keep that honor to beat that card because it's an entry to dummy. However, when partner leads low, suggesting it's a good suit to have return, and your ace is there, and the dumbest cards was the 3, 4, 5. They were trivial cards. There's no point at all, Makiko, in keeping the ace. You win the ace normally to play the suit back and promote your partner's cards. Here, you win the ace, but look ahead and switch to spades to try and prevent the thing. But there is no point in randomly ducking cards. You have to have a reason for actually ducking them. So you're okay then. Right, moving on to board 3. Okay, so another fairly standard auction, I think. I believe Colin tends to give me the auctions they occurred at the table, which means, of course, since he played these in prehistoric times, they were playing ACOL. But most of the auctions like this one might always have been. I could be wrong. Do we open these house on these? 50, 60, 7, so 17 and high, but much stronger with the diamond. So maybe it's too strong for a one-o trump opening anyway. But it did cross my mind a couple of times how the auctions paralleled modern 2/1 auctions. You were lucky your opponent ducked. I'm sure you were there. Win. The most you have is three heart losers, and then knock out the ace of diamonds. So. Okay, back to this one. So a fairly normal auction. Start with a diamond, but you're just too good, really. And partner hasn't responded at the 2 level or hasn't supported your diamonds. 5 diamonds looks a lot harder than 3 no trumps, and 6 diamonds looks out of reach if all partner can do is bid 1 no trump. Okay, so we raised to 3 no trumps, and whereas I disapprove of leading away from honours to strong no trumps, when it's a 4-card suit, I strongly approve of leading 5-card suits, and especially this time when you're leading up to the weaker hand. So the King of Hearts is the natural lead, and well, let's look at it from the defence point of view first of all. Well, no, that's only fair. We will probably try and duck this. We don't really mind if they switch to spades. Certainly, we'd like them to switch to diamonds or hearts. So there's certainly no problem in ducking and just seeing whether the lead becomes a kinder one than this. Now, it's normal to sit in the length, so the 2 of hearts is either a singleton or a 3-card suit, and a 3-card suit is more likely just on basic probabilities. So he should know that North has a Doubleton heart, and if it's the Jack, North East can continue the heart suit without worrying about setting up a trick for the Jack, simply by continuing the Queen. Either his partner's got Jack to 3 and North has a small Doubleton, or North started with Jack Doubleton and the Queen will make absolutely certain that the Jack will drop. So let's suppose we duck again. Still no, maybe he'll go away, but no, of course, just he continues. And so, well, we have to go and make a discard. Not sure what I do here. I don't know. Let's throw a spade. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so things aren't looking good now. East has managed to set up, by the looks of it, I'm becoming declarer now. I'm no longer the defence. East has managed to set up his or her 5-card heart suit. So the moment East gets in, they're going to cash 2 more hearts, and that will be at least 5 tricks to them. So certainly I want to go place the ace of clubs in the west hand, because I will not make if it's in the east hand. East will get in on the ace of clubs there. The king of spades I'm not really interested in. What I am interested in is where can I get another 8 tricks from? Well, I can get 1 spade. I need the whole of that diamond suit. If I can make 6 tricks there, the heart I've already made 7, the ace of spades 8, and king, queen, jack of clubs. If I make 1 of those, that will bring me up to 9 tricks. So now I need something else to bring in the diamond suit without losing the lead and giving them a chance to, well, I suppose the king of spades could be with west. East might have trouble, but I reckon, the king of diamonds with East, because I need 6 diamond tricks. So this is getting a rather dismal situation. I need West to have the ace of clubs so that East can't get the lead. I need East to have the king of diamonds so that I can finesse East and bring in 6 diamond tricks. So not very optimistic, but for all that, that's the only way to actually make it. So how do I reach the north hand to actually play the diamonds? Well, there's really only one way to do it. I can hardly go and lead the spades. I suppose if I'd have kept a spade, well, no, I can never lead a spade, because even if I lead a low spade and West did have the king, there's a doubleton ace spade, ace 6 of spades in the south hand, and I don't have a 3rd spade to use the queen of spades as an entry. So there's only one entry, and that is to play, and I'm not sure it matters really. I could play the queen of clubs, which might have the ace out of west. Some people will always cover honor with honors, and of course that will certainly solve all my problems. But if I don't get a cover, then this is my last chance to make sure of an entry, and that's by putting the king of clubs on the queen, because even if because if the king gets beaten, I've just gone down, East is about to run his or her heart suit. So that's one way to do it, leave the queen. Maybe the best way, because people do cover queens with aces, and if I could do that, I still have an entry, but I'd have 2 club tricks, and maybe the whole of the clubs, maybe the 10 of clubs is falling, and I get loads of additional tricks. So probably that's the best way, but the simpler way is simply to do the small one. Of course, if West rises, I don't get quite as many club winners now. Well, maybe I don't. The queen was always being killed. But again, you shouldn't do that. But then I put the king or the jack in. Either of these 2 methods is a way of reaching the dummy. And I think in Colin's notes he's got. Have I made a note of it? No, I seem to remember he liked the lead of the queen. Presumably he liked the idea of tempting the ace out and maybe running the whole of the club suit. So either lead the queen and overtake it with the king, or lead a small one and just play the king or the jack to make sure you reach dummy. Because your big chance is to take the diamond finesse and hope that it works. And of course, the 9 is a key card to help you stay over there to repeat the finesse if it's not covered. Now another one. the whole of the diamond suit in, I'm not going to get anywhere with the club suit, but I am going to make 3 diamond tricks and the ace of spades. So I'm going to make 4 more tricks for sure. They would have to misplay to give me a club trick. I don't think they will. I will just come to 3 diamonds, ace of spades, and I'm claiming 4 more tricks for the contract just me. I'm not sure why this one's here. I think it's because maybe some people have a temptation to try and set up the club suit. So you could play the queen of clubs and duck it, then another club, now the ace goes in and the clubs are indeed set up. But of course, the sad thing is, it's not going to do you any good at all because you have no entries to utilize the club suit and you have the same lack of entries, which enables you to take the diamond for this. So everything should be focused on, I've got to bring the diamond suit in to make the contract, and that means I've got to forge an entry, forget the club suit as maybe I can make 4 tricks out of it, concentrate on I just need 1 trick in clubs to get me to dummy, and then I'm going to roll the dice on the diamond for this. Everybody okay? You don't see the clubs as a suit to run, you see it as an entry suit. And that's kind of it on that one. Okay, I'm going to move on to board number 4. Okay, so one spade. Okay, I think the reason that these, as I say, look always like 2 over 1 options, these days you would open 1 spade on the best hand, it would be considered a weak no trump hand, and it would be a weak no trump. But all those loads of years ago, it was considered compulsory to open any 5-card major, regardless of your strength. So West opens 1 heart, sorry, 1 spade, just as we all at 1 spade when playing 2 over 1. North puts in a double. South prefers rather than, and I agree with South. You could, of course, have made some sort of jump bid in diamonds, but the question is, what's more important to say? I've got values and a really good diamond suit, or I got values and a really good space swap. And of course, the important thing most of the time is that he's got a really good space swap, and so the preferred bid is surely 2 no trumps, and then North decides he's got some values to spare and raises to 3. The lead, of course, is what we all would do with a spade suit like that. We lead the queen of spades. And as declarer, you, of course, count up your tricks and decide on lines of play. So we're going to see 2 spades, 1 heart for 3, 3 clubs for 6, and we need 3 diamonds to bring us up to 9. That's rather good, really, 3 diamonds, because we can actually afford to lose 2 diamond tricks, and we will still have 3 winners in the diamond suit to bring our total up to 9. So, is there any problem? Well, yes, although the spade stop is substantial, it's only a double stop. So, if the opponents keep on playing the spades, as I'm sure they will, I have to be very careful about how if I'm going to lose 2 diamonds to set my diamond suit up, how I lose them. If I sort of like just blast away at this. King with the king, play the 3, with the king, and then come on back. Should I play? Yeah, go on, why not? It's over there. Okay, you can see that I'll do that one as well. Set up my diamonds, but it's going to be West who enjoys the rest of the guard play because West has used those 2 diamond entries to knock out my second spade and then get in yet again to run the spade suit that West has actually managed to set up. So blasting away at this and just saying I am invulnerable, I have loads and loads of stops, isn't quite true. So how can I slow down West's progress in establishing the spade suit? Well, the way to do it is to try and make sure when you lose diamond tricks, you lose them to the east hand, who you hope will be out of spades. Well, he won't be out of spades if I win the first trick. So I'm certainly not going to do that. I am going to dock the first trick to, I'm assuming, especially playing 2 over 1, there's a 5-card spade suit on the left. East will only have a Doubleton spade. So if I hold up and win the second round of spades, now East will be out of the spades and not be able to continue this this attack on my spade slots. So now I started setting up my diamonds. I don't know. You should do the 3. You probably should. Again, I don't know whether deception helps here, but giving true cards when you're declarer is something you generally try to avoid because it just assists the opponent in counting the hand and doing the right thing. So you might decide to leave the 5 of diamonds because that might convince somebody about something and make a mistake happen. No need ever as declarer to play true cards. Your partner is dummy and doesn't care a little bit. So, well, West again will put in the 8, just as he did last time. But this time, we're not going to play the king and then play small back because this is quite likely. In fact, almost certainly, West has 3 diamonds. Even if he's had the jack of diamonds, if this 10 was the jack, he should unblock it, because his 10 is doing, his jack is doing no good whatsoever. So when the second diamond is led, even though this was ace 10, that's still 2 entries in the diamond suit to the West hand. So it really is not the thing to do to put the king up. Rather, you finesse the 9. I'm not sure it's a finesse, really. You're just really creating one of your losing diamonds, but giving it to the east hand, making sure that the person who wins is going to be the one who doesn't have a spade to play back at you. And indeed, East does not have a spade and will therefore, I can't see East playing clubs really, nor helping set up your suit, so East will switch to the 10. And now we just have to be sensible. West opened the bidding. East has already turned up the king of diamonds, so the king of hearts is now almost certainly with the West hand. And I don't need to put my queen up and open the heart suit to threats. I should simply win in dummy because I'm fairly sure now that West, I mean, so far West have turned up with queen and jack of spades. That's a 3 count for an opening bid. West will have the ace of diamonds. West will have the king of hearts. So if I just go and win in dummy, like that, and play back one of my 2 high cards, playing for a normal break, well, West can get in, but West can't continue the heart attack because I've kept my queen of hearts protected. He can continue the spade attack and probably will continue the spade attack. But of course, I have established my diamond suit before West established his spade suit. I am the one who's going to run my suit because of this avoidance play that I did, finessing that nine of diamonds so that the first winner in the diamond suit was somebody who couldn't continue the attack against me in the suit. I'm up to 4 tricks. I'm going to take 2 more diamonds, which is 6 tricks, and I'm going to take the ace, queen, jack, the ace, king, queen of clubs, bring my tricks up to 9. So I'm going to claim 9, the 2 diamonds and the 3 clubs. So is that the 5 more tricks? Yeah, claiming those. And I will lose a heart at the end. I'll have thrown 2 hearts away on the diamonds, and then I take my 3 cards. So, a couple of pointers here then. One of them is your spades aren't as strong as they look because your diamond suit is so weak. You're going to have to lose the lead more than once. Therefore, follow, rule of 7 type thoughts, where you try to run east out of the spade suit to prevent the worst attack from continuing, and then after you run east out, play the diamonds in such a way that the person without spades, namely east, wins at least one of the diamond tricks, and so is unable to knock out your final space swap, giving you the breathing space you need to set up your diamond suit and make your contract. Okay, I read the comments, and so I move on to board number 5. Okay. So, not a fan of the auction. If you've listened to me before, you'll know that I think that weak jump over, I love weak 2 opening bids, but weak jump over calls are a very weak sword because with their opening bids, the opponents have already sorted out a lot of their problems. Somebody's already announced an opening hand, or and in this case, at least a 5-card heart suit and so on. So I presume that the reason that South didn't bid 2 spades, which for me would show about a hand of this strength, a genuine hand, opening strength hand that sort of would, the genuine desire to play the contract, not just interfere with the opponent's auction. A bit of 2 spades would severely get in the way of the East-West auction, because even though it will continue with 3 diamonds, West will not have the knowledge that East is very, very strong, and so West's scant values are sufficient to think of making a 3-no trump contract. After 1 spade, of course, the jump bid to 3 diamonds, expressing the distribution and the additional strength, makes it relatively easy. So, once again, I'm happy to see that my system would have made things difficult, and that the standard weak jump over calls have made life difficult for the North-South pair. Simply because it stops them making the natural bid of 2 spades. But enough of the bidding. The lead is going to be, that is spade. Yes, the 7 spades. There we go. So, well, fairly relaxed about the spade suit. It looks as though South has got King, Queen, Jack, and that I suppose the 7 could be middle up down from 3 small. But I certainly am expecting the King, Queen, Jack of spades to be in the South hand, and my 10 to be a second stop. More to the point, where do I get my tricks from? Well, I am going to play on the diamonds at some point, so I'll come to 2 diamonds, the King, Queen with the Jack used to knock out the ace. And I'm going to come to 3 hearts, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and the ace of spades for 6. Oh, and the ace of clubs there for 7. I'm going to need 2 more tricks to make this contract. And, well, I can't see having the time or the strength to set up the club suit. And it's probably 4-2 anyway, which would give you lots of losers. I probably need to set up either the hearts or the diamonds. So I've got nothing extra. Can I use that 9 of hearts? I don't think so. There are situations where, but I think I need other cards like the 8 of hearts in dummy or something too. So I think what I need is the hearts 3-3 or the diamonds 3-3. And then I'll be able to, I say, knock out the ace of diamonds, come to 5 suits, tricks in one of the red suits, a couple more in diamonds for 7, ace of clubs, ace of spades, and that will be the 9 tricks I need. Are there any problems with this plan? Well, yes, there is actually. If you look what's going to happen, the natural thing is to win the first trick because you're not bothered if North gets in, he just needs another spade up to your 10. The natural thing is to go and start knocking out the diamonds. I don't think North will signal here. He doesn't want to encourage finesses to be taken. And I'm guessing South will want to win this straight away. His 9 helps guard against finesses over here. And he will play off the king of spades, which isn't a problem. And then he'll play off the queen of spades. Now, you and I know what to do. On the queen, you can actually see that hearts are breaking and diamonds are not breaking. So, from our view in the sky, just a moment. Hello, dear. Problems? Oh dear. Okay, I'll be right over. Okay. There is a minor emergency which will take me no time at all to sort out, so chat among yourselves for a short while. Know what to do. We are definitely going to throw away a diamond because instinctively we feel, looking at all the hands, that the hearts are going to break and the diamonds aren't going to break. But that's only because we're cheating, of course, and looking at everybody's hand and knowing what to do. Now, if we hadn't known, we would be on a 50-50 guess at this position here. We might decide to unguard the hearts and play for the diamonds to break. We might decide to unguard the diamonds and play for the hearts to break. But we didn't have to put ourselves in that position. We should realize the king, queen of spades are going to be played off and give us this problem. So we should, before trying to set up the diamonds, knock out the ace of diamonds, we should try and find out whether one of the suits is breaking or not. And we can do this in the most elementary way. We have to just play off 3 rounds of hearts to find out if the heart suit is breaking. And we find that it does break. So now I know, and you know, and everybody knows, hearts is very definitely the suit we're going to keep. Diamonds might be breaking, but maybe not. The hearts are breaking, and we found that out. Now is the time to switch to diamonds and knock out the ace. And once we've done that, yes, they can continue with a couple of spades to. I think I'm going to throw away a diamond here. I feel in my soul, I feel that's the right thing to actually do. So another diamond. And now The opponent's effect 3 tricks, they will come to a club trick, but I've kept my 2 winning hearts, and I've got the 2 extra diamonds that I set up by knocking out the ace. I am going to come to my 9 tricks. I'm going to claim another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tricks, 2 hearts, club, and diamonds. So let's make Sanya happy, claiming 5 tricks over there. That's all very well, you say. Well, what if hearts hadn't broken? Well, then I know hearts is definitely not the suit to keep. I hope that diamonds is the suit to keep. I mean, maybe neither of them are breaking. If neither are breaking, I am not making this contract. But one thing I would know after the ace, king, queen of hearts is if the hearts is not breaking, I throw the hearts away and keep the diamonds and cross my fingers that the diamonds are going to break. The mistake on the hand is realizing I have to knock out the ace of diamonds, doing it too soon, and then being put to the guess with the king of spades, queen of spades about which suit I keep to keep as the one that's breaking 3-3. Everybody okay? It's simple once you see it, of course. It's just so natural to play a diamond at trick 2. Get on with the job of knocking out the ace of diamonds, but look ahead, you need to find out which one of the suits is breaking. I'm going on to board number 6, if that's okay. Okay, no. Okay, so again, a sort of modern type auction. The East Hand, of course, is stronger than the 17 high card points because of the existence of the club suit. And normally after bids like 1 club, 1 heart, East has a choice of bidding 3 clubs or bidding 2 no trumps to show this sort of hand. And he tends to go for no trumps when he's got generally good values outside, stops in all the suits, and he goes for 3 clubs when he's got a weakness somewhere, especially if you've got an unbid, a suit with an unbid singleton or doubleton, then he would tend to prefer a 3 club bid. So again, a model. This is amazing. And Collins making all these advanced auctions all these hundreds of years ago, without knowing what he was doing. It's very interesting way it was fine. What's going to happen on the lead here against 3 no trumps? It is a 7 of spades. Okay, so it's gone on the right. Okay, so they bid a club. Yeah, I'm happy with these from 5, even though I'm leading up to a strong hand. If I'm going to set it, 5 card suits will often bring in lots of tricks for us. So even though I'm leading up to a strong hand and leading away for a queen-10 combination, while I don't like 4 card suits, I'm much happy with the 5 card suit. Okay, what he's going to do? East is declare and counts tricks. It looks like there's 1 spade trick. I think we'd be very lucky to come to 2. Okay, 1 spade trick. There's, no heart tricks at the moment. 1 club trick at the moment and 2 diamonds. So I need loads more tricks. I can obviously come to 3 heart tricks. That would be 1 spade for 4, 2 diamonds for 6, 8. No, I see no way around this. I think I'm going to need the club suit to come in. So I need to reach dummy and take the club finesse. Now, can I afford it to lose? It depends what the lead is. Let's assume that this is a 4th highest card away from some sort of honor combination. If it's middle up down, of course, things will be significantly different. But if it's there, there's so many cards missing below the 7. There's the 4, the 3, and the 2 of spades. I find it hard to believe that this is a 4-card suit. I would expect this to be a 5 or even a 6-card suit. And that means if the club finesse loses, I am probably going to go down here. There, I need the club finesse to work, or they will just take too many spade tricks and the club finesse which loses, and I'm still missing the ace of hearts as well. So I need the club finesse to work if I'm going to make this contract. Now, if the club finesse works, I now would have 6 club tricks, 2 diamonds for 8, a spade for 9, and maybe I can play for more by playing on the heart. So certainly I now have a route to making this contract by placing this touching faith I have that the club finesse must work, and I'm going to take it. Then my only problem is, how do I reach dummy to take the finesse? Well, the obvious way to reach it is in the heart suit. So let's see, they're going to maybe play the ace at trick 1, and a spade comes back. I play to the ace of hearts. Oh dear, their spade suit is set up. They're going to play another spade, and I believe South has a, well, it might be lucky. I suppose North might have Doubleton spade, and North might have the ace of hearts, so he can't actually reach the South hand. But if it's a 5-card suit, I'm just gone down. I've ace of spades, won the king of spades at trick 2, tried to enter dummy with a heart, and the rook falls in as the spade suit is played against me. So can I do better than that? Well, just providing this is a 5-card suit. I actually will always have an entry to the West hand in spades as long as I do the right thing. Now, the right thing depends what South has led from. If South has led from the ace and the queen, then actually I should be putting the jack up, because North won't be able to beat the jack, and I've got my entry straight away. But if North has led from the ace and the 10, or the queen and the 10, then I need to put the 9 in to force out the ace or the queen and leave the jack as an entry to the dummy. So which of these should I do? Well, the 9 wins when South has the ace and the 10 and the queen and the 10. The jack wins when South has exactly the ace and the queen. So it's 2 to 1 that I should put up the 9 to try and turn the jack into an entry. And you can see that's the right thing to do here. North will play the ace, and the jack is now an entry, provided, and this is where you've got to be really brave, but as long as that is a 4th highest from 5, you can use rule of 11. How many cards are higher than the 7? There were 4, no, let's do it, 7. Yeah, which cards have you seen? You've seen the jack, the 9, the 8, and the 8. South must have the queen, the 10, and the 8. They're the only cards higher than the 7. So you have to unblock the king to make sure that that jack of spades is an entry to dummy and can be used to reach dummy before the spade suit is set up. If you don't do that, then I'm afraid you will go down, because they will clear the spade suit. I imagine actually he will dock it here. So he'll probably put up the 8 to keep an entry to his partner's hand. And you have managed to reach dummy for the crucial club finesse without the spade suit as yet to be, well, it's set up, but we're in charge. we're able to do the first. If we'd have kept that king of spades, notice it would have been entirely different. So on the ace of spades, if we had gone and played the six, when they play the spade back, I'm in the wrong hand to take the finesse, and of course now I've got to go and use the heart suit to try and reach dummy, and they will play the spades and take me down. So it really is important that you do see the significance of the jack of spades as an entry, and block the king to leave a route across to dummy to be in dummy. So there we go. We reached dummy display. So what we're going to go and do is play the clubs through, and you'll remember the general rule of the sequence of cards being used to take the finesse, and the cards being used are the queen, the jack, the 10, the 9, the 8, and the 7. All of those cards are in sequence. So they're all equivalent in value. You always leave the lowest card in the sequence of winners from dummy in order to leave yourself the use of the higher cards for later on. So the correct card is the 7, the lowest of the sequence of cards in the jack, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7 sequence. And I'll show you just how important it is to do it the right way. Look what happens if we just say, oh, I need the jack, I'm going to take the finesse again. So there's a heart. Now I need, well, it doesn't matter what I need now because the 8 is high. And now when I go and finesse the 8, I can't actually run my club suit because I don't have the ability to reach dummy again and pick up the king of clubs. Now, the difference, if I actually do this right, following the general rule about always leave the lowest in sequence, is when I leave the 7, I can afford again to go and throw the 3. Now I've got the jack, which I can use to stay in dummy. And there. And because I've stayed in dummy, I can now repeat the finesse one last time. And I don't know, it doesn't really matter. The point is, of course, that the is that the club suit is coming in, and so I'm up to 5 tricks in diamond, 2 extra tricks in diamonds, 2 extra tricks in clubs. I'm making my 9 tricks. I'll play on hearts and hope maybe I can come to another trick, but you could see they'll win the 8 of hearts and then start cashing other winners. So I've only got 9 tricks, and I claim the 4 tricks I need for the contract. So this is a very involved hand. One of them is recognizing that the obvious way to reach dummy by playing on hearts is just too slow, basically. The leader's gone off on the right foot with the 7 of spades. It's likely to be a 5, even a 6 card suit. And if they once get in, it'll be set up to have to run it. I have to create a spade entry to dummy to get on with the way of making the contract, which must be the club finesse has to work. And then I have to be careful and follow the general rule when taking finesses, which is always leave the bottom card of the sequence that you're leading the finesses from. The 7 was the bottom card in the sequence. Notice the 5 is not in the sequence. You're missing the 6. The jack is in the sequence, but it's not the lowest of the cards in dummy of the sequential cards. So you actually should start with the 7 and leave your higher card to be used on the next time you take a finesse. That's a general rule for this spade, so you need to throw the king. Well, if you keep the king, Caroline, you just can never reach dummy with the jack of spades. I think I have to go to the same hand. And it's 3 no trump by West, so this is 3 no trump, 3 no trump, pairs. Okay, you get the, no, it's 3 no trump by east. I have got the bidding on you. Go back. Sorry, I got this wrong. Okay, so it's 3 no trump by east. Yellow notices, clogging of everything. Okay, so 3 no trump by east. The lead of the 7. When I put the 5 in to try and create entries to that, if I keep the king, Caroline, there's no way. Oh, nice to see you here, Colin. Okay, and bye-bye, Colin, if you're still listening. The thoughts behind it are, it's too slow to reach dummy with a heart, they will run the spades and take me down. Therefore, I have to reach dummy with either the jack of spades or the 9 of spades. If I keep the king of spades, I will not reach dummy with the jack of spades. Therefore, I have to throw the king of spades away so that I can reach dummy with the jack of spades, Caroline. Right, I just anything to reach dummy with the jack of spades or the 9 of spades. I did hope West might have underled ace, queen, and the 10. The 9 might have got there straight away. You never know. But I tried to do the best I could to manufacture this entry to the West. Okay, that's board 6. Let's move on to board 7. Playing 6, so he decided to be 7. He used Blackwood for Trump. And 5 hearts. I'm guessing, but these are original auctions, but maybe not. So certainly we didn't have a Roman key card back in the 1960s, and these were bid. But this was the auction Colin gave me. If the 5 hearts is indeed a Roman key card, the ace and the king of clubs are here, but not the queen of clubs. So it's a bit of an optimistic. I mean, you can play for clubs breaking 2-2, which is a 40% chance. And you can play the partner might have the jack of hearts, which is another chance that you might have 30. But I did think that 7-no trump is really a bit on the optimistic side. Just because Barnes got the ace and the king, he didn't have to have the 10 of clubs. There might not even be a finesse in the club set. So I didn't think it was a greatest of the biggest sequences. But here we are in no trump. The obvious lead is jack spades. And this is a classic of one sort that I was doing with you not too long ago. Whenever a hand depends on bringing a suit in, and you have different plays in that suit, whether you play for the drop or whether you play for the finesse, what you try to do is learn as much as you possibly can about the rest of the hand to go and take the percentage play. So here you can see you've got solid diamonds, solid spades, 3 tricks in the heart suit, and there's no chance it will drop. You won't know, I think, if a squeeze has occurred. Somebody might have the 4th heart and be guarding the club suit, but whether you would know. But what you really want to do is count out the distribution to leave yourself with the best chance of making the right game. Your guess is being to finesse the 10 of clubs or to play off the ace and king and play for a 2-2 club break. Does it matter how you play these things off? As a rule, no. But here, it matters a little because you certainly want to go and play 1 round of clubs early. Remember, I can play off the ace of clubs without cost. Maybe I should do that actually as one of my early plays. I hadn't thought about playing the club suit straight away, but probably I should. The thing is, if I'm going to play for the finesse, because I've learned that East has 3, I don't want West's 1 card to be the Queen of Clubs. So I don't want to play off all of my other winners and then find West has a singleton, take the finesse and learn that West has a singleton Queen. So I want to go and lead the club, leaving myself all the options open. That means I should lead the Jack of Clubs. Because with the Jack out of the way, because he's got cover, and nor am I going to finesse at this point. All I'm doing is leaving myself the option of taking the finesse or playing for the drop. I'm going to make the choice after I've played off all the other winners and left myself with the best possible knowledge. So let's go for it. Let's play off the hearts. Okay, and another heart. Okay, and another heart. Oh, first piece of interesting knowledge. I imagine we throw a diamond, or probably throw a spade. Okay, so I learned that doesn't matter what I throw here, as long as I keep the king of the 10 of clubs, so I can throw clubs or diamonds, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I know that West started with 5 hearts and he started with 2. Let's find out how the diamond suit is then, shall we? Ace of diamonds. Yeah, king. Okay, so the queen. And another spade comes over here. So again, I learned about the distribution. It seemed that he started with a doubleton heart and a doubleton diamond. So let's put another card off him. Why not? So I'm getting quite a good count on my hand now. How about spades? Let's do a couple of rounds of spades. Okay. So, okay, well that's the last of all the spades gone. So I now know that he's followed to 3 rounds of spades. He then threw away 3 spades, 2 of them on the diamonds and 1 of them on the heart suit. He's now down to 2 cards, and those 2 cards have to be clubs. He has no more red suits at all. He's thrown away all of his spades in order to keep those 2 clubs. So I must do a finesse at this point because I've learned that. Okay. And I got back. I had to do something. I got back to watch this hand being played, and did exactly, well, not quite exactly. It didn't take the early Jack of Clubs to the 8, but certainly played up all the winners, got the count, and then took the percentage play of finessing clubs. So slightly better to catch the Jack to the ace early, and then, but the count in the hand was done perfectly. I was very pleased to actually watch it. Okay, well that's board 7. Count those, and we did several of these actually a couple of weeks ago. So an old friend has revisited us. Okay, let's have a look at the last one. Okay. Again, the command to be 2 over 1 in the sense of it is a 5-card suit. The 2 in the front bid, we saw that before, that should show 19 to 20. What is it for? It's only 18, but then there's an extra point for the length in the heart suit. So South has an interesting question whether he should show the excellent spade stop or whether he should show the 5-card major. And I'm with South here. A number of times I've discovered if you go and play with the trump suit, it starts off ace of spades, rough of spade, cross under something, rough another spade. I these days much prefer when I have two equal things to show the stop rather than to show my suit. So even though there's a really good heart suit, it's a really good spade stop, and I personally would prefer the 2 neutral pairs. Okay, so here we go. 3 no trumps, yes, but North's got quite a bit to spare. Lead, of course, the jack of spades. Well, for me, I play strong tens. I lead the 10 of spades. This is really a classic avoidance play. We're going to win the spade, that's one trick. We're going to, well, count them up. We have 3 hard tricks for sure, that's 4. We have 3 club tricks for sure, that's 5, 6, 7. We have the ace of diamonds for 8. Okay, so I either need the clubs to break 3, which of course is against the odds, or I need to bring the heart suit in, which means I would have to go and duck a heart, or find the heart suit 3-3. Or I can play for both. I can play off the hearts and off the ace king queen of clubs. Either 3-3 would come in. My best shot though is going to be the hearts, because even if I lose a heart, the last card should be good. The chances of 5-1 breaks and 6-0 breaks are something like 14%, as I recall. It's quite a very low chance. So really, hearts is what I like to play on for my extra trick to bring my 8 winners up to 9. But with this lead, you can see that I have to do an avoidance play type thing, where because if East ever gets in, they are going to lead through my queen of spades, and almost certainly the ace and the 10, and almost certainly almost all the honours are going to be with West, because there's only about 13 high cards missing, and West opened the bidding with 1 spade. So certainly, if East can ever get in, I am going to be in dire trouble with the spade battery of my queen. So how can I play the heart suit? Trying to make sure that the lead is always won by West and not by East. East is my danger hand, West is my safe hand. Well, there are 2 things that come to mind looking at this. One of them is I'm always going to try and lead from dummy and see what he displays. Now, if East ever plays the 3 of hearts, I am a happy man, because the 3 of hearts is the lowest heart that is out, besides the 2, which I own. So if I dock the 3 of hearts, then West will win the trick, and that's what I want. I do not want East on lead. So I'm certainly going to lead from dummy and watch out for the 3 of hearts. But the other thing is, maybe East doesn't have it, but maybe he's asleep and puts in the 6 of hearts or something like that. In that case, I'm going to cover with my 7. Again, as long as I beat any card played by East, then West will win, and I probably have brought in my heart suit, unless I'm very unlucky and there's an incredibly bad break. So I'm going to cross the dummy in order to do this thing, and I'm going to lead the heart. And, well, let's suppose East is a normal sort of innocent player. Oh, there's a card I do. I can put the 7 in if I like, but I can just as easily play the 2, because West must beat it. And now, I mean, if West continues spades, it gives me an over trick. If West leads to the king of diamonds, I can win, and the hearts are breaking. I'm going to come to 4 heart tricks, 3 clubs, 1 diamond. I'm going to make my contract. So could the opponents have done better? Well, I suppose so. Not by playing the 6, though. That's almost as bad as the 3. I'm going to cover that, and once again, it's going to be West who wins the contract. Still, I'm not sure. I think you've got to be really with it that I am desperate to lead a spade for a partner. I will go to any lengths to try and gain the lead. I'm going to put my 9 in to try and gain the lead. Now, that would be catastrophic for me. I don't like this at all. I certainly can't lead the 9 because West will surely have a lower card. I've got to go and win that trick. And, well, again, I don't see why I have to lead them from my own hand. I thought, let's again cross over to Donny and see whether we can produce another card. Now he's actually on this hand is fixed because he doesn't have enough high card. If again he tries to stop me giving the lead to West, he actually sets up the whole suit for me because the king and the 7 are now top cards, and so I can actually make over tricks by running the whole of that suit and my other remaining winners. So actually, he's can't afford to play the 10, and I suppose the best he can do is the 6. But I'm not going this far. I'm failing at this stage. I'm going to put the 7 in to make sure that if I lose a heart, I lose it to the West hand. And as long as West wins, West is stuck. He, I suppose, might just play. No, his partner would have played the Queen of Diamonds on the Jack of Diamonds to let him know have a. He will switch to the Diamonds, but it's no good. I've got the heart suit running, and I can come to 3 heart tricks, so the Ace of Clubs, 4 more tricks, which I now claim. Oh no, that's not claim. There's the claim button, which I claim 4 more tricks, and the contract is actually made. So a classic avoidance play. You are desperate to do anything that stops East gaining the lead. And say it's got 2 of the features that you look out for. One of them is that East is, I mean, sometimes East says Jack 10-9 and still plays the 3. The 3 is the lowest card out. You can just put the 2 on it, and West will win the trick. But when East is more awake and starts putting his high cards, he forces you to use your high cards up, but you can still go back and try again. And, well, sometimes, because East does have Jack 10-9 and is going to gain the lead as long as he plays to get the lead, and then you go down. But fortunately, there's a lot of people who don't believe in splitting their honours, and so as long as you go for these chances, and as here, even though West had a partial high holding, it wasn't strong enough to actually stop you from gifting the lead to West to make sure that that's okay. So classic hand, in my opinion. And Collins says that all of these are real hands. He played them all. He used to play a lot of rubber bridge when he was a wild young man. And when these hands came up, he just wrote them down and kept them. So I'm very grateful for him, because otherwise I'm sure I'd be having to dream up hands to. No, Sandy's just got those hands. Sandy's. Thank you all for listening to me, and I hope you enjoyed them or found them interesting.